What is up? Another exciting day, new updates to provide on the process. Where are we? It's October 10th, 2022, and I am again recording this to document where we are in the journey of quote unquote taking over the world, etc. All right, last week I had appendicitis. Actually, I had it 2 weeks ago. I made a bad call, as I spoke about in my last video, and instead of having it removed, I instead got antibiotics. Antibiotics were finished this past Thursday. I have not felt pain since then. I have already resumed training in the gym, and we are back on track. The surgeon said that there's a 50% chance that the appendicitis will return. So I definitely have to be mindful of that. I think that when the diagnosis first happened, I was pretty upset because I thought it was going to derail my momentum, which it did. And I think I already touched on this in my last video, but he had stated that if I were to go through with the surgery, then I would not be able to train for 3 to 4 weeks, which is why I went with the antibiotics option instead, because I wanted to get back in the gym and keep the weight loss and the fat cutting and all of that stuff moving forward swiftly, with the intention to start offering fitness and health consultation services in November. Why I couldn't have done that while recovering from a surgery? Well, it's because I want to stay in the same mindset of training, and it's not really a great excuse, but that's what that was the rationale that was in my head. So that's something to look out for, is that I will be having to get the surgery in the future when it comes back, or I can do it as an elective surgery and just have it taken care of prior to the appendicitis actually striking again. So those are my options there. What else is going on? I'm starting a website. I'm building that website as we speak. I just registered the website domain name, apexfrequency.com. I also got apexfrequency.net. And ultimately, all of my services are going to be funneled through that website, the Apex Frequency. So we will be focusing on fitness, health, and what other ways we can improve an individual's life, whether it be in love life or specific life goals, financial goals. I want to target, I want the Apex Frequency to really be a discussion and a focus of what specific wishes and what dreams can we actually achieve in this lifetime. And that's the primary goal of the brand and the service that I am building moving forward. Starting a podcast in November to go in tandem with the service that I will be providing, the consultation service. The podcast is really to illustrate what the service is. I'm going to be inviting numerous guests on there, besides just having just episodes where I'm speaking to whoever my listening audience is. But I really do want to start the habit of inviting guests on and kind of showing what future clients would be, the type of service that they would be getting should they choose to work with me. So we'll be able to discuss their specific goals, where they are currently in the journey, where they've been, where they're trying to get to, and really just try to cover the entire spectrum of what they want to get done in this life, and perhaps brainstorm options and what's holding them back from achieving these specific aspirations, their strengths, their weaknesses, assessing the entire gamut of their existence and what needs to change and what doesn't need to change in order to get further ahead in the goal that they have in mind for themselves. That's kind of what the idea is. Guests will range from future clients to people that I have known in my life, such as best friends, parents, old roommates, coworkers, colleagues, people that I've collaborated with in the past. And I have a very long list of guests that I would like to invite on. Some of which I haven't even met before. Certain celebrities, let's say like Michael B. Jordan or Donald Glover, individuals that I have been compared to and always felt a relation to as a result of having parallels for much of my life. There are YouTubers and musicians and artists and actors and filmmakers and writers and social media experts, and the list goes on. You get an idea as to that's really the format and the place I would like to really host in-depth conversations and analysis as to whoever is coming onto that podcast. I want to focus on what they're doing in their life, how they got to where they are currently and where they're trying to get to in the future. And I really want it to be more of a collaborative slash brainstorming exercise between myself and my future guests to see how we can help each other and how we can really learn from each other through a transparent and honest conversation about what we want and our strengths and weaknesses. That's kind of the idea, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm actually really stoked about that because I think I'm already aware of where my weaknesses are in relation to engaging with individuals. It's something that I've always been something of an introvert, and I really have a very small circle of friends. And I see that this podcast is an opportunity to really broaden my scope of or broaden my circle of interaction with people. The one thing I do understand is that to speak as clearly as possible as to what I actually want to get done in my lifetime is really creating a network of individuals that are able to work with each other and help each other achieve their own respective goals in life. And just describing that right now, I understand that it involves a high level of interaction with the rest of the world. In my mind, in order to achieve this, it's the largest network of individuals that we really ever been exposed to so far as connectivity and collaboration and working together. That's what's going on in my head. So I understand that I need to improve in those skills of speaking with other individuals and learning from them and just growing in that avenue. Other things that I have to work on beyond that are the technical things. It's interesting because I'm on the one hand, I'm actually really excited about the fact that I'm starting this whole project with limited resources. I have a day job, so my time is limited. I don't make millions of dollars, so my finances are limited. And my area of expertise is quite limited. And I don't know, to me that's all kind of an exciting prospect because we get to watch this thing grow from zero to something in my mind is grand. Whether it takes a couple years, 5 years, a decade, this will look like a wonderfully executed project by the end of this. And it's I don't know, there's something about, for me, I get really hype about tracking progress. In fact, when it comes to one hobby that I really like to be I was a big fan of was rock climbing. And for those who don't know, rock climbing is set up the routes from like V0, that's the easiest route that you can do at a rock climbing gym or a bouldering gym, is V0. And it goes all the way from like V0, V1, V2, V3, and it goes all the way up to like V14 or 15 or even V16. And just being able to go to that bouldering gym every day, or however often, and you start at a V0 and you work your way up to V2, and when you get to like V6 and you actually send a V6, which means you actually start with you start the route and you get to the end of that V6 route and you go like, okay, 2 months ago I wasn't able to do a V6, and now after consistently putting in effort and learning and practicing, I'm able to get this done. I can track the progress, and to me, that's always been something that I have thoroughly enjoyed when it comes to certain aspects of life. Is just being able to see I started here and now I'm over here. To me, it's fulfilling, and that's something I actually want to take to my future clients and the individuals who happen to watch me and are fans of what it is that I'm doing, is that it is fun to track your progress. I think there's really nothing else to it. And for me, tracking your progress creates sort of a narrative around what it is that you're doing. And that's something I definitely plan on touching on more in the future, is that having a narrative for your goals and for your life is actually extremely rewarding, in my opinion. And I really look forward to really going into depth as to how you can actually utilize a narrative in order to improve certain qualities and aspects of your life. So that's what's going on in my head. Beyond that, there's just so many skills that I really have to develop over time. I think about the things that I'm lacking in so far as website design and search engine optimization and self-promotion and social media marketing and all of these different skills that really, if I don't get proficient in, I have to find individuals who are proficient in them so that they can assist me in better executing my intentions. So there's that. All in all, it's looking like a great time, and I look forward to checking with you again. Peace.